Lovely, lovely sight there. Welcome to Anderstorp. Welcome to Scandinavian Raceway Anderstorp for the fourth round of Classic Motorsport Hub's Nordic Challenge Cup 1969. We're currently in warm-up, and yeah, my name is Pascal Mikula. I'm joined in the booth by Matthew Sibagnoni. And just a quick note to our streamer Paimon, your frame rate in the stream is like bad. Anyway, this stream is brought to you in partnership with SimRace247. Sim racing is for everyone. And today, as I said, we're going sports car racing in Sweden. What could possibly go wrong? So let's have a quick look at the standings before we go. We're currently in the middle of the warm-up session with about 2.5 minutes to go. In the lead after 3 rounds, last time out we were at Mantorp Park. Wilma Johnson in the Sports 5000 Lola T70 is leading with 60 points. Yours truly is 5 points behind in the P3000. What am I driving? Oh, I'm driving one of the Flanders, the 908. Filippo Marazzi is third in the championship with 47 points, followed by Matt Spagnoni, Juan Guerrero, Lucas Gomez, Pau Armesto, Pascal Calide, Daniel. Well, he asked us last time out to call him Daniel Adventure, so we'll just respect that wish. Daniel Adventure with 21 points, and Gustavo Losboro, who hasn't driven since Gamola actually, has also still 21 points. Following up, Andri Baku has 21 points as well, who is not here today. Owen Potter has 18 points, Juho Sopanen 16 points, Edis Batas not here today with 16 points, and Martin Rudik with 15 points is rounding out the field of drivers who will take part today. Jacob Richards still has 12 points, but after his escapade in Kemola, I think, yeah, we all know what happened there. Anyway, we got a minute and 1 second.
I wouldn't normally be.
Yes, sorry about that. I just saw a question from Wilma Johnson, which he asked if I saw his question. Oh, I saw what he said. Oh yeah, I saw what he said. Okay, he asked if we were supposed to be alongside at the start or staggered, and yeah, staggered. Yeah, Juho Sopanen is going off, and well, he's taking a bit of air. That's not the way you're supposed to take this corner. Yeah, quick before we go, of course we'll still have the recon lap procedure, which happens in about 50 seconds. So we have plenty of time to talk about the race today. I need to check some stuff real quick. And also I would like to already kind of not warn, but announce that there's not going to be that much commentary today during the stream because our regular commentator, Jack Morelli, actually, well, to be completely blunt, he kind of forgot about the race today. So he went to bring his car into inspection. And when I called him on the phone, he said, yeah, he's still in the middle of inspection. So, or at least that's what I understood. I may be wrong, I may not be wrong, but the TLDR is we will have Matthew and myself in the booth today. And most of the time we'll have probably silence because we're kind of busy racing. Now, with that said, let's have a
yeah. You've covered it for me, so thanks.
Yeah, that's kind of it, really.
Right.
Anyway, before we go, there goes. Oh, okay. Well, that's a visit to the track hospital for Lucas Gomez there. Matt, you're driving a 908, not the Flunder, but the big one. Big one, as in it's not a Flunder. You qualified fifth. You qualified fifth, actually. So, how's it gonna look for you?
Well, like I'm second in the prototype 3000 class, so I know the classes aren't separated, and there's no prototype 3000 championship. That's I'm finding it hard to find the words right now because I'm trying to do my setup. But
oh yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, I should probably load mine as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I'm second in Prototype 3000. I was briefly leading the championship, but I missed the last round because I was building my new computer. But yeah, like qualifying second in Prototype 3000, despite the fact that we don't have separate classes, is fine enough for me. Like I don't expect to out qualify Sports 5000, at least not without a wheel. But you know.
All right. Yes. Okay, we now are in the. We're not gonna have a recon lap procedure actually. We're just gonna have a standing start. So I completely missed that. Let's have a quick look at the track map. As you can see, it's a 2.5 mile, 4 kilometer circuit, 8 corners with a 30 lap race at our hands today. We have exactly 120 kilometers to race today. It's about 75 miles, a bit under 75 miles. And I recited that thoroughly from the top of my head. I can't see the screen at all because we're on our formation lap. Let's have a quick look through
Oh
the grid.
crap! I was trying
What
to.
happened? What happened? What happened to Owen and
Myself and Potter couldn't get out of the garage. I was trying
and
to
is
check
Owen
it.
about Owen is about to be disqualified because he's leading the pits.
Yeah, I think you'd have to restart. Wait, dude, is reconnaissance on? It's not.
No, I
Okay,
said
we'll
we
just.
don't have any reconnaissance lap.
I was
And
checking
back to the
everything
race
was
we go.
okay on the stream and checking that no one was talking in the chat. I didn't know that we didn't have reconnaissance on, so that's my bad.
Yeah, remember we kind of turned it off at Mantop Park
Oh yeah,
because of some
before
issue.
the race, I wasn't.
And I just realized because I had so little time because of my work stuff.
Yeah,
I forgot to turn it back on. Anyway, we're back
it's
on the
all cool.
formation lap. We're back on the formation lap. Oh, and Wilma about jumped it. Yes, green, 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 or the formation lap. The 4th race at the Nordic Challenge Cup in 1969. On pole position, it is yours truly. 2nd place, Wilma Johnson. So the qualifying battle reflects just about what the qualifying battle. The qualifying battle reflects the battle in the championship. 5 points separating myself and the Speedy Swede. Speedy Swede. Juan Guerrero is 3rd, Daniel Adventure 4th, Matthew Cipognoni qualified 5th, Pascal Kalide finally back in Nordic Challenge Cup after Kemola, after missing out. He missed out Mantop Park, so he's back on the grid. Lucas Gomez 7th, Owen Potter 8th, Juho Sopanen 9th, Filippo Marazzi 10th, and I almost missed the corner here because I was reading out the grid, sorry about that. 11th, Power Mesto rounding out the field, the S2000, the Porsche 906 of Martin Rudik. With that, we head through this long, tiring corner onto what is now the start-finish straight. But the green flag will drop on the back straight. Everyone is bunching up slowly, not quite because there's quite a gap. Let's hope nothing happens. Let's hope nothing happens. Coming around the final corner. Let's go! 30 laps at Anderstorp. Oh, and someone's on the grass already. That's in the background. That's Daniel Adventure. He's off the track. Juan Guerrero is 2nd, Wilma Johnson 3rd, Matthew Cipognoni 4th. Juan Guerrero is looking on the right side, and he's in the lead. The Ford GT with its 500 plus horsepower, definitely doing a good job here. Okay, with that, I think it's best to mute the microphone because the first few laps of the race are gonna be wild. Someone's off the track in turn 1. And I think that was Juho Sopanen. Wilma Johnson now in 2nd place. So it's currently Ford, Lola, Porsche in the top 5. And for the first time at racing speed, we go through this long and tiring right-hander. This is where tires scream for mercy. And we have to do that 30 times.
There's a lot of torque through that corner.
And now we're on the back straight. An airfield is what is this back straight. And of course, the 5-liter cars in front with 500 plus horsepower versus the 3-liter prototypes with about 350 to 400. Oh boy, this is this is definitely interesting when slowing down. As you can see, the 5-liter sports cars pulling, not quite pulling away, but definitely holding their steady on the long straight. Lap 1 is completed. Juan Guerrero in lead. Wilmot Johnson in second. Pascal Mikula third. Matthew Cipagnoni fourth. Lucas Gomez fifth. Felipe Marazzi sixth. Pascal Khalid, Owen Potter, Martin Rudik, and Juho Sopanen running out the top 10. 11th place, Power Mesto. 12th place is Daniel Adventure. 13 seconds behind the leader. But we're only on lap 2 of 30, so we'll see how this goes.
His second name is Daniel Price Goda, I believe. His real second
Yeah,
name.
as I said, he asked us to call him Daniel Adventure because he knows we've been struggling to pronounce his second name, his surname, so he made it kind of a little bit easier for us, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast.
Alright, I see. Okay, that's my bad. But I'm just
and I think Wilmot Johnson is having a look at Juan Guerrero. That Ford GT40 is definitely looking tasty as hell for him.
I'm just glad there's no makeshift chicanes on the back straight like there was in flood flats. That would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, indeed, there were these chicanes at the Diepholz airport when we did DTM last Sunday, and as you can see, the top 3 are already building quite a gap to the rest of the field. With Wilmot Johnson looking on the inside, Juan Guerrero defends. They're going through this corner side by side, not quite touching it. And Wilmer is not giving up. He's looking up the inside. They touched. They did touch. The leaders did touch. Juan Guerrero is still in front. Wilmot Johnson right behind. But player 3 is definitely looking to have a go. And Martin Rudik has retired. And off goes Juan Guerrero. Pushes Wilmot Johnson wide. Oh, and a collision. Ay. The top 3 is definitely having a field day, I can tell you that. And I can tell you that as well because I am in it. Woohoo! Meanwhile, Wilmot Johnson has actually gotten into the lead. A bit of a kerfuffle on the beginning of lap 3. With the pace currently set at a 140 flat.
Lucas Gomez is actually a quite Lucas Gomez is actually a quite impressive 5th. He had a great start. I think he qualified closer to the back, but he's come up a lot since the opening laps of the race. Pascal seems to have lost it into the long, so he'll probably have to work hard to make up the time. It's not ideal to drive and commentate, but sometimes you have to do what you gotta do.
And as you can also hear, Matthew has the crew chief on, and we can hear his pace updates. Currently being about 2 seconds off the fastest laps.
You guys can hear that?
We can hear it pretty clearly.
That must be the speakers being a bit too loud. That's my bad.
Anyway, lap 4. still a battle between Wilmar Johnson and Juan Guerrero. They're only less than a second apart now. As are myself and Matt. Hello. But there's also a good battle in the back. Not with Lucas Gomez, but with the guys behind him. Pascal Mikula and Owen Potter. And Daniel Adventure just went past Potter. So he's definitely on his way forward.
You know what this reminds me of with the commentary and driving? It reminds me of the, I believe it's the 1969 or the 1970 Le Mans movie with the camera car. Oh no, oh no, oh Jesus. Sorry about that. This is why I don't commentate and drive.
So now the gap between the top two and third place is up to 12 seconds. There's been a little collision because looks like Matt lost the braking point into the penultimate corner and locked up. No biggie. We're on lap 5 only.
Yeah, this
30,
is why.
So there's still 26 laps to go. So we got plenty of time to close up, if possible, that is.
Yeah, that just
these long corners eat. These long tires do eat. These long corners eat tires for breakfast. One has to wonder at what point the leaders are starting to get into trouble, if at all, that is.
I'll probably stay a bit more quiet now, just to focus on the race, so stuff like that doesn't happen again. If possible, I'll probably get a Pyman to mute me with the administration role. If it's possible, you can give me a sort of a mute.
Looks like Johnson and Guerrero are now 1 second apart. Still fighting very closely. Wilmar Johnson has meanwhile set the fastest lap of the race with the 1:39.747. Coming across the start-finish line, no improvement on the fastest lap yet. However, here I come tooting my own horn almost. Let's have a look at what's coming up. 1 minute, 39.146 for myself in the Porsche Flunder. The gap now down to 11.5 seconds. One can imagine those two in front are fighting hard. That means they slow each other down just a bit. And the drivers behind, if they're not battling currently, they do have somewhat of a free track ahead. So they can try to catch up. It looks like there's been a spin somewhere because Juho Sopanen is now in the pits. He is in for a repair stop. Definitely not planned in these kind of races, but we'll see why that is, how that is, and where he will come out. He's currently last of the running cars in 11th place. Oh, and there's been a spin in front. Juan Guerrero has lost it. He's now 6 seconds behind Wilma Johnson. The fight has culminated in either a collision or a spin by the Colombian himself. He's back on track. He spun in the corner before the long 180. There's many long 180s here on this track. Let me tell you, it's looked like someone drew a few circles around the shot glass and called it a day. But I mean the long one before the pit entry. That is. Oh, and looks like Juan Guerrero is back up 2 seconds now behind Wilma Johnson. If anything, Wilmer is very much a sportsman-like driver. Because if you remember at Montauk Park when it was him and me battling, whenever we got together or one of us spun, the other one would stop and wait. So very sportsmanlike from him, and the battle rages on. Also looks like Felipe Marazzi and Pascal Mikula are fighting. That's another 3-liter prototype versus 5-liter sports car fight, with Marazzi being in the Porsche and the Flunder, and Khalida in the black and orange Ford GT. So there's battles all throughout the field, definitely. So good luck to our director Paimon for picking the right one. A lot of smoke ahead. It looks like Wilma Johnson has spun. Juan Guerrero is now past him. He spun in the penultimate corner. The yellow Lola is back on the way. Again, the gap is 2 seconds between the two of them, and I've managed to close up to 5 seconds, so I'll take it. Well, to be frank to him, he's in a 2000cc car, so he's very, very much where he shouldn't belong, but he's still in 5th place. Let's have a look at the front. It's still Guerrero in front of Johnson, and coming to the 1/3 mark of the race, it is Guerrero in front of Johnson, Mikula in 3rd, Adventure in 4th, Potter in the 2-liter Chevron in 5th, Sibagnoni 6th, Gomez, Khalida, Marazzi, Armesto, and last but not least, it's Juho Sopanen. And 0.3 of a second between the 2 leaders right now. 0.3 of a second, half a second. That's a 5-liter sports car fight, one we haven't really seen during the entire series so far. It's a pretty interesting one. I mean, they've been going at it the whole race, basically, so I'm getting very good vibes from that.
Ooh, big lockup from Potter. Bunch of smoke in my face. Oh god, the car snaps on me here. Try and recover.
Please excuse the swearing in the background of Matthew Silvagnoni. It looks like his crew chief has not gotten the memo that he's actually currently live on air.
Yeah, he's in sweary mode.
Isn't he always? That's great. 0.2 of a second between the two leaders going onto the back straight. Johnson in the back slipstream. He's making a move. He's side of Guerrero. He doesn't make it. It looks like he goes on the grass. No, they leave each other enough space. And
Potter
Guerrero stays in front. And Owen Potter looks like he went off. Johnson and Guerrero. I was almost going to say Johnson and Wilmer. But they're so close together, you can't really tell them apart by color. And Johnson take Guerrero on the outside of turn. Can he keep it? They're side by side. Going out of turn 1. Slightly banked corner. Into turn 2. Slightly banked as well. And it's advantage Johnson. Johnson is in front. 0.2 of a second now between Johnson and Guerrero. Sliding sideways all over the place. Trying to put these 500, 600 horsepower down on the ground. Guerrero's having a look on the inside. Johnson locks up. I lock up as well. And they're having a look again. This long right-hand corner is very, very tricky. And if Guerrero can stay behind Johnson close enough, he may have a chance on the back straight. Less than half a second between Guerrero and Johnson. Guerrero is still behind. Looks like Johnson has the advantage in, I don't know, maybe aerodynamics or something. But he stays ahead of the Colombian. It's Sweden ahead of Colombia, ahead of Germany, ahead of Poland, ahead of Spain, ahead of South Africa, ahead of England. Come on, England. On to lap 12.
Oh, big lockup for Lucas Gomez going into the penultimate set of corners to start a new lap. Not a fun track to have bad brakes, I'll tell you that.
Looks like the two-way battle for the lead has now become a three-way battle. Look at that. That's looking very interesting. And hello, welcome player 3, which is myself. 2 seconds now between the 3 cars at the top, with the gap closing in between. Let's have a quick look.
Sector 3 is clear.
Johnson went off. Johnson went off into the penultimate corner. He's sideways, he's around, he's down in 3rd. Guerrero in front of Mikula ahead of Johnson now. It's red ahead of white ahead of yellow. 5 seconds back, Johnson.
Oh, Juho Sopanen's out.
Yep, it looks like the Finnish driver, he couldn't take the Swedish heat here. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe we can get a replay on that. Paimon, if you can look for that, that would be amazing. And around goes Guerrero! He's around! And we have a new leader. Guerrero is now behind Johnson even. So that was a bit of understeer on the throttle.
The lead has changed about 3 times with 3 different people in the past 10 laps, which is very interesting.
Very competitive indeed. It's just sad that right now the lead has changed through mistakes of the car defending. Now we got myself in front, 4.4 ahead of Johnson, who himself is 2.3 ahead of Guerrero. And we're now entering lap 14 almost, so we're almost halfway through the race. With a Porsche in the lead, a Lola in second, a Ford in third, another Lola in fourth, a Porsche in fifth, a Porsche in sixth, a Chevron in seventh, a Porsche in eighth, a Ford in ninth, and a Porsche in 10th.
With the amount of Porsche in this series, you wouldn't be so inclined to think this isn't another regular outing for them. Always dominating in the sports car scene.
Well, in fact, the 1969 Nordic Challenge Cup was indeed won by I don't exactly know. I think it was Gijs van Lennep, the Dutch driver who won, driving fittingly a Porsche 908-2. Not the Flunder, the regular one. As the leaders have slowly come up. Yeah, quite a bit.
Porsche among Porsche. Just like every World Sports Car Championship title fight of the 70s and 80s.
However, if we look at the championship lead going forward, if this race would end now, there would be a tie at the top between myself and my Johnson, because we've both had 2 wins and 2 second places. No, actually, no. Wilma Johnson won the first race at Karlskoga. I don't think he was actually there in the second race. Then he won Mantorp Park, and now he's second again. There's only 5 points separating.
Lucas is off.
Oh,
He's off at the just before the hander with the Renault bridge.
so he spun it there on that little hairpin thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
the wall. Could have been the end of his race run.
Oi oi oi.
Past him.
Just like what happened with Juan Guerrero, probably. Now Gomez is now in 7th place, behind Owen Potter. What I was gonna say is, I wasn't there in the first race, and Wilma Johnson won that. Wilma Johnson wasn't there in the second race, and I won that. The third race was a 1-2 with Johnson ahead of me, and now we have a 1-2 with, currently a 1-2 with myself ahead of Johnson. So we would both sit at 85 points going into the final 2 races of the Challenge Cup, which would be, I don't think that's something we've ever seen. Well, then again, CMH has only done like 20 races so far, so we haven't really seen much as points.
CMH is an infant. There's plenty of things to win in the future. So
anyway, enough talking. Wilma Johnson is now close up to 1.6 seconds, with Juan Guerrero a further 3 seconds behind. And the gap to 4th place, which is currently occupied by Daniel Adventure, is a half minute. Who himself is another 20 seconds ahead of Owen Potter. Speaking of Potter...
Oh no!
Oh no! It looks like who just went off?
Gomez got into me and sent me off. Oh, I've got a lot of damage.
That doesn't look good. That looks like a very bad evening for Matt and for Lucas as well. I just saw it because they were coming out of turn 2 on the small straight towards turn 3, which is parallel to the back straight. And I just saw it on the map that the 2 went off. Very unfortunate. Now Matt is 2 seconds behind Pascal Mikula.
I have to pit as well.
And we're now, oh, that's definitely unfortunate. Matthew will have to pit. We're now halfway through the race. 14 laps to go. Actually, 15 laps to go. My bad. We're actually literally halfway through the race. And as you can see on screen, your leaderboard after 16 laps. And I will really have to shut up now because I've got an angry Lola on my back. I'm pretty sure it wants to get past me.
It has gone a bit wrong for me this weekend, but it is what it is. That's the race. At least the damage is all gone, good as new almost. It's quite surprising what a couple of mechanics with hammers can do in the 1970s. A lot of work ahead of me today. I've got half a race to go back up into 5th where I qualified.
And now half a second between the leaders. One more Johnson on hot pursuit. Oh boy. So we'll look how this one pans out. Hopefully not too bad for either one. Well, this is the championship fight going on track here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'd imagine that the reason why the damage repair is so comprehensive in this mod is because of how in the 1970s, since this is a World Sports Car Championship mod, I assume the Le Mans cars are in this mod. So in Le Mans, you'd be changing brakes, tires, all sorts of stuff, hammering panels in. Maybe I think at some point it was possible to change like part of suspension during that time. So I think that's why the damage can be so easily repaired in this game. Or not in this game, but in the mod, of course. Like, I can remember in Le Mans 66, everyone knows that year, Ford changed brakes because their brake fade was an issue they couldn't get rid of.
Oh, I just see on the map, Juan Guerrero has now gone off. He's now in the gravel in turn 1. I think he's going back on track now, but he's definitely lost a lot of time. I think he's now back on track, 20 seconds behind the leaders.
Coming up on Power Nesto now. Up into the hairpin, hard on the brakes, turning hard left.
Looks like Juan Guerrero spun again, and there comes Daniel Adventure. Going past into third place, maybe? No, it looks like Juan Guerrero actually saved his third place right now, but he's got a pole in a Lola right behind him, looking for that position. He wants it. We're almost 2/3 through the race. Our standings are currently Mikula in front of Johnson, Guerrero third, Adventure fourth, Potter fifth, Gomez sixth, Arazzi seventh, Khalid eighth. Pau Amesto and Matthew Spagnoni are 9th and 10th, both a lap down respectively. There's been a change for third place. Daniel Adventure is now ahead of Juan Guerrero. And there's 10 laps to go now. 10 laps to go in the fourth race of the Nordic Challenge Cup here at Scandinavian Raceway, Anderstorp. Still less than half a second separating the two leaders. This race is about as open. The top spot of the podium is not yet decided. I don't think it'll be decided until the end of the last lap, so stay tuned and let's see who wins out. Looks like the fight for fourth place is very tight between Lucas Gomez, Juan Guerrero, and Owen Potter. Something happened with Juan Guerrero again, so he's now falling back to order. That's not very fortunate for the Colombian, who was fighting for the lead just 10 laps ago. Very unfortunate for him, but he's back in fifth. Now looking for Lucas Gomez to take the fourth place and as many points as possible. Any point in this championship is very vital since there's only 6 races in the championship. Lap 22 of 30. And there seems to be a yellow flag. Oh, it's Juan Guerrero. Juan Guerrero is going for a repair stop. At this time of day, at this time of the race, it's not real planned. It's not planned in these races at all, since these are really just short sprint races. But Juan Guerrero has a problem with his car. He has to pit to get it repaired. Maybe it's a flat tire, who knows? But he's definitely falling down the order. He has already been lapped. Very unfortunate for the Colombian. As I said, he's now down to 8th place, possibly going down to 9th if Power Meso gets past him. Oh, and there's been a small collision between Felipe Marazzi and but it doesn't look like either driver has suffered any damage, so both are good to continue. Marazzi now a lap down together with Pascal Mikula. Next car up is Owen Potter in the Chevron. Looks to be, the only Sports 2000 car still running. Martin Rudik, as we know, has retired early on in the race, unfortunately. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you saw that, but that was Wilmer Johnson just diving down the inside of turn 2. And he does it again into turn 3, looking for that lead, side by side. Very close. He still has some tires left. Meanwhile, I'm personally struggling a bit, because these tires do like to overheat. But that Lola is hot on its heels. 3 cars are currently still on the lead lap, the third car being Daniel Adventure in the second Lola T70. And we only have 5.5 laps to go till the end of this race. There's a lot of pressure that Johnson is putting. A lot of it. Oh! I spoke. Yep, here I am jinxing myself. Shouldn't talk while in the middle of a corner. But Johnson, look at this. Look at this sportsmanship. This display of sportsmanship. Incredible. He slows down, lets other cars past, and now I'm back up with him almost. Lots of smoke in front of us. Let's see how this goes. Yellow flag again. Owen Potter spun in the penultimate corner. 5 laps to go. Johnson is now rightfully in the lead because he didn't spin. Let's keep going. 5 more laps. Let's see who finally comes out on top. And of course, right ahead of the leaders is a very important battle for 4th place between Lucas Gomez, Felipe Marazzi. Meanwhile, the leaders, here we go. Porsche in the slipstream. Let's see if it can do it. And Gomez goes off into penultimate corner. Absolutely incredible. Woo! And we only got 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go in this race. Three laps to go. The gap is down, or is now up to 1.2 seconds. Oh, it looks like Juan Guerrero is spun again, maybe? At least he's falling back a bit. He's now in 7th place again, behind Potter. Two laps to go now, and the gap is 0.1 seconds. As you can see, we're kind of bumper to bumper. Off goes Johnson. He's off into the grass. He's back. He goes. Again, close battle between Owen Potter and Juan Guerrero. Given there's about 3 liters of what do you call it? Displacement in their engines. I don't think it's much of a battle, but it looks like Juan Guerrero has really been bit by either the commentator's curse or some other bad luck, because he is from first down to second, down to third, down to fourth, down to fifth, and now down to sixth. But he's closing up to Lucas Gomez, so he may get 5th place back. Having a look at Matthew Cipagnoni, he is quite a far way back behind Power Mesta, but still holding on to 10th place. That's going to be valuable points for the South African as well. Oh, here I go. No, that's not good. Never underestimate the oversteer of a Porsche 908. That stuff really bites you, especially with only a lap and a half to go, as there is right now. So, white flag, or not really white flag since we're road racing. Coming through to the final lap now. Penultimate corner, it's still Wilmot Johnson in the lead. And it looks like, unless he makes a mistake, he's going to take this one. 1 lap to go. No mistake in turn 1 for him. Very good for him. Please excuse the squeaking in my background. I really need to lubricate my pedals. No mistake in turn 2. A little of a twitch out of turn 2, but he keeps it straight. Braking for turn 3. Down to first gear, I think he is going. No mistake there. Into turn 4. Long course. Turn 4 goes a little bit wide. It's going to compromise his speed slightly, but he's still in front. Into turn 5. And hello! All gloves are off now. Turn 6. Oh, he goes wide, and hello, here I go. Unbelievable! Side by side onto the back straight for the final time. Here he comes. Wilmot Johnson, 5v8. He's got the grunt. He's got the grunt. Oh, touch. Turn 7. Is there room? There is room. Final turn. And it's the checkered flag. Yeah, let's go. Unbelievable last lap. Cipagnoni finishes 10th. Let's see who comes in to the finish now. Felipe Marazzi 4th. Juan Guerrero 5th, and I don't think Wilmot Johnson is very pleased about that. He seems to be a bit pissed. But Daniel Adventure now coming 3rd slowly. Oh, and Potter 6th. Pascal Mikula is 7th. Oh, I forgot. Juan Guerrero is 5th now. Pau Amesto is coming in 9th. The final car, still on track, will be Daniel Adventure. Oh, looks like I got a little more open diff than I thought. So no donuts for me. Amazing, Daniel Adventure. Oh, I didn't see that.
Best race I've
Oops.
had. Yeah. I can tell you what happened to Lucas or to Juan Guerrero that made him lose so many positions. Basically, he locked up on that on that corner after the airport landing strip, and then
Yes.
I locked up as well as he was rejoining the track. So he turned into me trying to rejoin it. I don't know if he was rejoining a bit too quickly or not, but anyways, I locked up and we clashed into each other. He thought it was
Okay,
his
that's
fault.
unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
He
That's very
thought it was his
unfortunate.
fault, but I'd say it's about 50-50 because I did lock up, to be fair, and then I ended up counter steering into him, and then but before that my car was already pretty undrivable because Lucas Gomez got into me, probably not intentionally, of course, and that wrecked the suspension. So yeah, from 5th to 10th, I'll take it. Look, I'll
Oh, it's
take it.
point. It's still points. It's still
Yeah,
points.
it's the first race, series race I've had back here. So after commentating for so long, so I'm not gonna complain about it.
All right. Anyway,
Better than nothing.
my voice is a bit sore. Holy crap! So you can see on screen the gaps as Daniel Adventure is finishing third and coming into. Oh, there's Lucas Gomez, and he seems to be dead. Let's have a quick look at the gaps. So it's a win for myself. Very fortunate because Vilma really had that one in hand, and had he not slowed down a few times to let Juan and myself catch up, he would have just walked away with it. So I don't know how you tell you that, but that's just sportsmanship on another level. And I would have let him have it, but it was the final lap, and I don't know, kind of all the gloves just come off in the final lap, you know. So Daniel Adventure 1.5 minutes behind, third place. Filippo Marazzi fourth, Juan Guerrero fifth, Owen Potter sixth, Pascal Mikula seventh, Lucas Gomez eighth, Pau Armesto ninth, Matt Zebagnoni 10th, Juho Sopanen and Martin Rudik are retirements. And I just got word that Lucas Gomez literally spun in the final. I didn't see that. That Gomez spun in the final corner and just kept spinning instead of just getting his car straight, which is why he finished P8. So in that sense, very very unfortunate for him. But those are the results of the race.
Wait.
And yeah, Juho Sopanen apparently crashed out, and Martin Rudik, something just had happened to him. We'll have a look at that. So, well, it looks like there's some people that aren't really pleased with the race, so we'll have a look at that later. Yeah, I just got a message from Juho Sopanen, which he later deleted, so I think he wanted to do an interview, and I'm not having any of that. Sorry about that, but nope. But this is the end of the race. Uh, well, what can I say? Quite a good race from an entertainment point of view. I mean, we had the lead being fought out between three drivers at some point for the whole race, and I need to get out of my driver's suit and just put on the commentator's uniform. I think the last lap was about the most exciting one. I mean, since it was decided in the final corner, and you saw the little bumps there. Like Wilmot Johnson, he had the power, he had the speed. The problem was there was a Porsche in front of him, which he kind of wanted to get past but couldn't. Anyway, now with that being said, the race is over, and I'm gonna. I don't know. You know that meme of Barack Obama giving Barack Obama a medal. from behind like that. I'm sorry, but in the worst way possible, that's how I feel right now talking about this race. But this race is over. Very nice little fun Wednesday night racing. Let's have a quick look at what's coming up next at Classic Motorsport Hub. Yes, next week Sunday. This is September 12th. The eighth race of the CMH Gold Star. We go to the Middle East, to Bahrain, and do GP2 racing with GP2 engines. The 2005 Bahrain Grand Prix support race, which is actually, you know what? I did some research, and this graphic is false because there was never a 2005 Bahrain Grand Prix support race. It was a standalone event back then. Anyway, that being said, it's not 2005 Bahrain Grand Prix support race. It's a 2005 Bahrain GP2 Series round. Try saying that 3 times fast. On September 12th, we got 24 cars available. I think 8 or 9 are already claimed. So if you want to get on the grid and try to do some GP2 racing, head to the forum, which is linked in the stream description, and have fun. Register with your username and stuff like that. Ask for your car, and we're all higgledy-piggledy. Next up, the 5th race of the Nordic Challenge Cup at Avinisto. If I can just sum up this track in a few words, it's not made for these cars. If you've ever looked at this track in the game, or if you've ever been there, to our Finnish viewers, hello there. It's somewhere. I think Avinisto, the track is somewhere near or in how do you say it? Hämeenlinna, somewhere around that city. If you go there, you have trouble racing bikes there. So good luck. You know, I'll just say this to myself and to the organizers here. Good luck racing these big sports cars there. This is going to be fun. On September 22nd, we still have over 30 cars there, so if you want to make our life even more hell, come sign up. And finally, the 13th race of the 1972 BRSCC Formula 5000 European Championship. We go back Formula 5000 racing. I'm very much looking forward to that. We haven't had Formula 5000 in a few weeks. The Große Preis von Salzburg in Austria and on the Salzburgring on September 26th. We still have over 25 cars there to choose from, so get yourself a ride and let's go racing, boys. With that being said, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for Matt for joining.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this little double duty kind of cost a few of your spins, did it?
Yeah, this why I mainly just never, ever, ever got driving. But like I got into a few accidents, and I'm looking back there. I think they're just genuine accidents out of human error. So nothing to be worried or penalized or cry or this
No,
or
we'll have
that.
a look. We'll have
It
a
was
look.
just
Anyway,
unfortunate, and I have to get back into the groove because I have been away from sim racing for a while.
get a
So
wheel.
it is what it is.
Yeah, and yeah, it cost a few of my spins as well. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
I
Like
was
literally,
speeding out,
literally,
for fuck's sake.
literally 2 laps from the end on the penultimate lap, going through turn 6 onto the back straight. I had oversteer. I completely went full lock left, and the car just snapped. And I don't know if it was caught on camera, but that was embarrassing, especially while I was commentating. And it was a lap and a half from the end. I was like, all right, good, well done, Wilma, you won that. And then he just slows down. So I don't know.
Yeah,
We should
I
probably.
have a feeling Wilmer is too
He's having
gentlemanly,
look. The thing
too
is,
respectful.
he's not really taking it too seriously. He's driving for
Yeah.
fun. He's enjoying it. That's the main part, really. We're enjoying this. Anyway, before this
I
turns.
hope when I come back for GP2 next week, I'll be able to be competitive. I don't think we have anything Sunday, but I
Nope,
will
nothing this
be
Sunday.
I will be doing some Group C on Sunday, so there might be a if you're in
Oh,
the
I forgot.
Discord.
I forgot what we have on Saturday. This Saturday, if anyone remembers the Rennsport Hub, the
Oh
DRM,
yeah, I forgot about that too.
the DRM server that we created about half a year ago when we first raced these Division 2 cars. We're back. Season 2 of the Ranchport Hub is back with Division 1 cars this time.
Just a
So
little for
on
fun.
fun on yeah, just for fun. While we wait for the Grand GTG5 mod to be ready for release. And
You'll see a lot of
it'll take some time. It'll still take some time.
yeah.
And while that's all being worked on, we do DRM revival, Division 1 cars. On Saturday, we go to Italy to Vallelunga. And if you've ever thought this track isn't suited for Group 5 racing, you haven't been to Vallelunga, trust me. It's going to be fun. So, join us on Saturday where we do a little racing. Thank you very much for
You
watching. Good night.
you'll see some news about the mod, the big mod. It's CMH's first in-house mod, so you'll see some news on that soon. And sorry to interrupt, but yes, good night, everybody.
On Saturday.